Hello everyone, welcome to GAN SQL Server Derivative Tutorial. In this video, we'll learn how to manually take transaction log backup of a database in SQL Server. So what is the transaction log backup? Transaction log backup is the backup technique that requires the copy of a transaction log. Means whatever the transaction is happened between that two transaction log, this will be copied with the transaction log. With it, you can recover the database to any point in time since the last T-log backup. You need to perform a full backup before you can create a T-log backup. So whenever you are creating the T-log backup, it will help you to do the point in time recovery. So in this video, we'll go through two ways to manually take the transaction log backup. So using the SQL Server Management Studio graphical user interface, and second is the using the T-SQL script. So first go to the SQL Server Management Studio. So this is my SQL Server Management Studio, and now I'm going to the use to take a backup of the transaction log. So right click on the database, go to the task, go to the backup. In general, source is our database name and backup recovery model. For this, whenever you are going to take the transaction log backup, so backup recovery model should be full or bulk log. Then only we can take the transaction log backup. And backup type will be the transaction log. And there is a destination, there is an option disk on URL or disk. We are taking the local and URL if you are going through the Azure cloud or somewhere else, so you can use that. So click on OK. So my DVD rental new, I'll give the name T-log backup dot this is my T-log backup, transaction log backup. Click on OK. Now go to the media option. So there is a append to the existing backup set. If you are going to the override, then it will hurt the existing backup. So if your existing backup set will not be hurt, you if you are using the append to the existing backup set. Next is transaction log. So these things are okay. I'll go through that. Override all the existing backup set. So if you override, then all backup set is not usable. If you are using any media set and expiration date for the media, then it checkbox is there, you can check. And if you are just backupping the into the new media set, or erase all the data backup set and clicking on that, so just you have to select this option. Reliability, so verify backup when finished. So this is good for the production. If you want to verify the backup is good or not, so you can, if any error, so you can verify that one. You can perform checksum before writing to the media. If you are using media and you are using the verify means checksum the both the sides, so you can do that. And continue with error. So if you are getting any error, you want to continue with the backup, so you go and just check this one. And these options is coming with the transaction log only. So truncate the transaction log. So why I'm selecting that truncate the transaction log, because after the backupping it will just available for the next transaction log. Okay, backup all the tab log and leave the database in the restoring state. So this option is for the restoring state. Go to the database backup option. So this is my DVD rental new full backup. I am giving the name of the name is this. And compression, use the default server setting. It won't compress. If you want to compress the backup, so there is option to compress means if your database size is 100 gig and your compressed backup is 10 gig, so that will be good for you to carry the data. But whenever you are going to restore the 10 gig data that is originally 100 gig, so it will just expand to the 100 gig only. Okay, so yeah, now to go to the general, I already given the name T-log and click on OK. So database backup is completed successfully. Let me check. Yeah, T-log backup is completed successfully. Next option is with T-SQL. So come there, I have written the T-SQL over here. Just copy the T-SQL script and paste. Okay, backup log. Okay, I'm taking the log backup. Just remember the command backup log dbt rental new to disk. I'm giving the path, and this is dbt rental new T-log backup, and there is I'm giving the name of the backup script, and state is main state. I'm giving the 10. These things are with for the media only. So state is 10. Let me execute. Yeah, 100% is process. So we got the backup set. So in this video, we'll learn how to manually take transaction log backup of a database in SQL Server. So we already ran the transaction log backup. Transaction log backup is a backup technique that requires a copy of the transaction log. So just remember that transaction log backup is backup technique that require only the copy of the transaction log. With it, you can recover the database to any point in time since the last T-log backup. You need to perform a full backup before you create any T-log backup. So you have the full backup with that. Uh, we already go through the SQL Server Management T-SQL script. So now it's completed. Thank you for watching.